shining. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time, baby. It's time to motivate. This morning, I'm not motivating you. Not till after the walk, or not till some stress occurs, or you know what I'm saying? I am not limiting my self-belief no longer this morning. I want you to rise and shine with me. I want you to go deep this morning. I watched a video last night, and the guy was honest and open about his shortcomings. And by shortcomings, I mean him being short. I'm 5'7". I'm not that tall, but I am never felt not tall, right? And I never felt not motivated. I might have felt depressed, but I've never felt like, well, maybe a couple times, you got to keep it real, where you couldn't make it, or maybe it was too much for you, or, life tends to deal us a couple of hard hands, and it's going to be hard for us to raise our hand and say, I believe in me. Okay, you see that hand with the shine on it? It's one of the hardest things to do, but limiting self-beliefs is one of the worst things that you can do. You know what I'm saying? For us to, oh, what's up? This guy's always pulls up at the same spot. I thought he was rolling up on me. I was like, calm down, bro. I already saw the cops over at the apartment. They were dragging somebody out. Somebody had their hand on their head, and you just think to yourself, I've had days like that, y'all. I've had days where the constable was knocking at my door. I've had days where I felt like I couldn't go on. Hell, I read somebody last night try to get in the getaway car. I was like, let me steal one of these Henderson cop SUVs and roll around, joyride. But in real talk, we all know there's repercussions for our actions, But what I don't think people know is there's repercussions for their inaction. And that's the thing I wanted to talk about today. Not only because I'm going for a walk and I'm doing some physical activity, but it reminds me that I'm the one parked at myself. I'm the one sitting there playing on my social media. What'd the girl say? I'm sitting in a room watching another girl sitting in a room, and I'm not living my life. I'm watching her live hers. And plastic pocket challenge. And when we forget to live, I think that's the biggest sin, is when we forget to live, in our light, in our love, in our capacity, we end up becoming sedentary. We sit, we let the moss arrive, we let the mold arrive, we let the fungi arrive. I wanted to say it correctly because I've been learning about mycelium, and this is my third day off of my microdose, and I'm feeling great. I got to tell you, yesterday I actually felt like my old self. How are they missing always the cap of the water bottle? Every time I'm around here, how is that possible? I was just here last night walking around cleaning up. Anyway, bitch, moan. Bitch, moan. Come on, kids. We have all got to join the Plastic Pocket Challenge. This is all of our planet. It's all our responsibilities. If you ate it, you got to throw it away. Anyway. One more. Get the air out of my bottom of my stomach. Limiting self-beliefs are atrocious. There's some of the worst vile things that go on outside of our lives is that inside mind that starts whispering to you and says, it's going to take too much work. Not for nothing, but stick-to-itiveness is what college taught me. It taught me that this thing's going to take 5 years. When I was starting, most people said 5 years. Last night I was reading it, 10 years to build anything great. You're going to have to put a decade of your life, 10,000 hours of expertise into something to let you know that you're an expert at it. And that's a lot of development. That's a lot of work. And as I sit here 10 years later, 12 plus, I realized, and this is what made me happy inside, was that's all I wanted. right? As I'm bitching and moaning about not having a wife, not having a child, not having this opportunity, I almost killed all my other opportunities because of limiting self-beliefs. I believe that I only had one shot at having a child. Sometimes it crossed my mind, I'm not gonna lie, like I can find a woman without children and start fresh, and I'm a guy that can knock up women all the way around the world. I can have multiple wives, multiple lives. And that's dances in my head. But what was really dominating my brain was I missed the biggest opportunity of my life. I had fucked up so bad, there was nothing redeeming me, right? I deserved death, the ultimate punishment. And like a good king, it was off with my own head, you know? And that's what sucks, is we execute ourselves. We cut off our possibilities and opportunities all the time. We go inside of ourselves and said, she'll never like me. Bro, she just gave you the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Marky's saying, get your ass over there and talk to her. I'm scared. Limited self-belief. Of course you're scared, but you got to do it anyway. 10 years is a long time of a commitment, and say, hey, you know, I want to be free. You know, this morning I'm not getting dragged out by a cop, and that sucks to be them, but I want to be free. That was one of my biggest aha moments. And I'm free. I'm free right now, man. I remember distinctly sitting in a fucking prison cell in South Korea or here in Henderson. It doesn't matter, because I've been in jail multiple times, and just wishing I had my freedom. Wishing that I would just try harder and go, Mark, you got to get yourself in a power position. You got to get more money. Then they can't fuck with you. Then they can't arrest you. Then you can still stay free. Get that passport dusted off. Get ready to flee in case anything hits you and wants to try to stick you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed to be free to choose the food that I wanted to eat, the places I wanted to go. That was my number one concern, and I forgot about it. Your boy Saint has forgotten his blessings. I had limited self-belief. I had forgot what I really started it out for, that I wanted to be my own boss, that I'm here at 10:30 in the morning every day without someone barking at me. I said, what's the beauty of a Rolex if someone can tell you that your fucking lunch is over? You know what I mean? You can wear a Rolex, you can drive a Beamer, but it don't make sense unless you're happy. You know, and that's what we do. We trap ourselves. The mind is such a powerful thing. It's going to believe. If you want to watch the news, then that's what you're going to believe. I watch the news every day, and I'm sitting there going like, it's always something with the Ukraine. Got to get the update on the war. It's always some chick showing her fucking thong. I don't know what it is, but every time it's some supermodel, it's clickbait, and goes, she's looking sizzling in her thong. I'm like, why is there always a girl doing the thong-a-thong? You know, the thong-a-thon. You know, it's always showing off ass titties. I own tits on shirts. I own butts on shirts. I own porn on shirts. Just on some more last night. If that's what you want to see, that's what you're going to believe. We're going to believe with our eyes. And instead of believing in our hearts and go, I can talk to this woman. I know I can. I know I won't die walking over there. I know I might be shy. I might bumble it a little bit, but at least I need to close the gap, dude. And that's something that I'm working on with myself, is closing the gap. If I got nothing fucking going on, why am I still here? Why am I still here on this planet if it wasn't the end of me, right? And that's what ended up waking me up, was like, this isn't the end. This is just the new beginning. This is a new beginning of discovery. This is a new beginning of my limits. This is a way to see in me, to stretch my boundaries. I'm like, yo, you know, belly starts getting big, start eating ice cream every night. You know, I love my sugar. I'm a sugar slut. And then I put myself in front of the computer, and I end up being sentient again. Or the sentient being, but stationary. I end up parking myself and all my energy. And I end up parking my mind and all its capability. Instead of telling myself, you know what, Mark? You are creative. Like the guy was going through. His big obstacles was height and race. He was a small Asian dude. We all think that Asian men are effeminate. They got no power structure. So he went up to a woman, and she said he was short. And he's like, it takes a strong man to be with a tall woman. And that was his own mantra, his own internal mantra, and to tell himself to talk to women. Mine is 99% of men won't do this. I don't know what your mantra is, but I said 99% of men won't do this. And I want to be the 1%. So to be the 1%, that means I got to do shit. That means like controlling my sugar cravings, controlling my diet, not being out of control, controlling my sleep, right? You got to have good sleep to have good energy. Everybody wants to have energy. And then I saw my friend, this is me on my brain, after I've had 6 cups of coffees, two Coke Zeros, and a smoothie before I even had a sip of water. You're not taking care of yourself. And that's what we end up doing is we don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of our minds. We don't take care of our dreams. We watch them die with us at our deathbed. They're all there shaking their heads like a doctor, like he's not going to make it. We could have been something. And then I think to myself, you know what, Saint? You really do have good designs. Pat yourself on the back, bro. You really do work hard. You know, I don't fuck around is the shirt. You know, I own fuck on shirts. And I made these designs. I made these websites. I had an idea and I followed through with it. How many of us have not given ourselves the credit to follow through with anything? No, we'll limit our self-belief that all we have to do is just pay bills and try to have some fun in between. Man, I want to have fun and pay bills later. My dad was always like 80% of work, 80% of life is work, and only 20% per play. And I wanted to flip it, and for the most part, I have. Now, am I sitting on a bunch of savings? No. Am I heavily invested? No. We're back down to zero. But zero is a great place for me to start. Zero to me, when I'm touching this heart, means a fresh start. You know, I mean, so most people, they're like, oh, I can't start because I don't have nothing. And it's like, dude, I've been doing this whole time with nothing. Like, I don't have any inventory to just ship out shirts to all these reliable models that I want to. I'm like, you deserve a shirt. You deserve a shirt. At $20 because of the shipping and the shirt, by the time I'm buying them all shirts, man, I would have spent $200-300. I would love to have a spare $200-300. And next time that I have it, guess what I'm doing with it? No limit to it, bro. I'm already starting to set up my own models. I'm calling them. I'm scheduling. I have ideas, plans, multiple girls, multiple shirts. I am planning out my life. I'm planning the next day from last night. I'm setting myself up for success. I'm not just going to wake up in the morning and just have my phone in my motherfucking hand. Right now, I'm going to get up and start walking. We can all do it. I got one friend. She says she walks with me while she's watching the show. It's a lot of motivation. It's a lot to tell yourself that you're good at something. You might want it from somebody else. You might want not pat yourself on the back, but somebody else come up to you and go, baby, it'll be okay. Right? We all want someone to go, baby, it'll be okay. Rub our back and tell us it'll be okay. And that's what we got to do for ourselves. Got to show the eyes because it's that important. That's what we can do for ourselves. We can go inside ourselves and say, Mark, dude, you're really good at design, bro. Like, you come up with some really creative stuff. You're a really creative dude. Now, for some people, they can't fart to get their own fucking logo started. They don't have a single clue what font they want or what it's going to look like. They don't even have the ability to draw on a napkin. But I know how to draw. I actually do know how to draw. I've been drawing since I was a kid. Now, do I get to have an easel and do art and out in the field like Van Gogh? No, not so much. That's not what's happening. But I do know how to draw daily. I do know how to keep myself creative. And that's what we're talking about, man. Keeping ourselves in the game. Next time there's a hot chick, go talk to her. What are you going to say? We'll come up with something now. Like I said last night, I already knew what I was going to do today. I already knew what my plan was to get out of that motherfucking house, out of that silly small apartment, out of my mom's fucking way and her bad attitude. Let me just disappear. Let me find some way to get some gas money. Let me find some way to get an order. Let me find a way to complete something. That's where my brain's at. My brain's on the things that I have, the things that I'm good at, the things that I can do. Not just, oh, it would be nice if that happened. No, I'm going to go do something. The worst thing about the fear is it'll capture you. The fear will keep you underneath its thumb. It like a thumbnail. It's pushing you down, telling you how to behave, when to behave, what to do, how to do it. And instead of you having your own belief system, not from a church, not from somebody else, but our own belief system that I believe in me, man. Like a Kanye believes in himself. You know, they call it Kanye West confidence because the guy acts like he's never shattered. Andrew Tate never shattered. I look at these men and I see shattered men. I'm like, if you're so well put together, right? Let's fly over the Seine. Let's fly over the Seine. If you're so well put together, you know what I mean? Why aren't you married with children? Why haven't you become a team? Why are you always complaining? Why are you not smiling? It's the ultimate joy of our lives is to enjoy it. I got friends that are still smoking cigarettes, but they're making $500,000 a year. I'm like, bro, how are you going to enjoy it? If you got lung cancer, you get what I'm saying right now? Like if you got lung cancer, you're not going to go very far. You know, and then that's the awakening of your life right there, is to say, oh shit, I am blessed. Like we keep talking about paraplegics, man. My buddy Dominic, fuck, bro, I walked away. Last time I saw him, he was walking. He was a young man about to go in the army, had his whole life in front of him, 19, young, dumb, full of cum, and now he can't even fucking talk. He has to type out his shit. I wouldn't have a show if I couldn't talk. I wouldn't have a show if I couldn't walk. I wouldn't have a show if I never started. I wouldn't have shit unless I fucking took action. And that's where I'm at with it, y'all. I took action. My friends want to call up the other day and talk about it, but they don't have a show. They haven't stayed consistent. I didn't even know it was a show. All I was doing was smoking my weed up on my mom's balcony and talking to people on Periscope, talking about world travel and whatever the fuck came to my stoner little mind. But now I'm not stoned anymore, right? You didn't see me motivate this morning. I want it clear. I want it so crystal clear that I'm willing to get off my fucking phone. Just like the girl said, I'm not watching anybody else live their lives. I'm in inaction. I need to make myself into action, not reaction, but a positive action that I said, hey, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to play on my cell phone in the morning. I'm going to go for a workout. Positive action, positive change, positive. I changed my outcome because I put in some effort. And you can make anything happen that you want to if you give up your social media, if you give up your masturbation, if you give up your overeating. Come on, give me some of that energy, Mr. Big, what is this, big dump truck coming by here making all that noise. That's what it sounds like when you're towing your brain along, when you're telling it, dragging it past your workouts. I got real cotton mouth. And that's what we feel like. We're a dump truck trying to haul ass to do something. Turn my shirt, my hat around. hatinanhour.com. You know, before it was anything, man, it was an idea. And what I tell people all the time, my favorite thing about people is I like people with ideas. Like people with ideas. I love people who work their ideas. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend that does spooky cards, Kush cards with a K, Kush cards. You know, she's killing the game. Every hocus poke me idea she's got has turned into a toker poker, right? She's put the idea on a toker poker, she's put it on a sticker, she's put it on a shirt, and she's put it on a card, and she sells it. She sells her idea. She's a woman, and she's out there doing the damn thing. You're going like, how is that possible? How is it possible that some of these young ladies here in Vegas are grinding it out to just keep an apartment above their head, where I got young men that still ain't doing it at all? It's a shock to me that we capture our capabilities. We hijack ourselves. And it's so subtle because it looks like we're comfortable, and comfort's the killer too. One of the things that they talk about is complacency. We got no problem going home, turning on the Netflix, turning on the snacks, and start sitting instead of doing. And you were like, well, I rationalized. I did my 9 to 5. Bro, the winners, the millionaires, the people that are kicking your ass and doing laps around you and don't have limited self-beliefs, they're working 5 to 9. I didn't get to bed till like 5. I'm up by 9. I only need about 4 hours of sleep. I want to be up. I want to be regular. I want to be on the program. Get myself optimal. Getting juices in me, fruits in me, Eating right. No late night snacks, no late night fast food, although I did have some Taco Bell again last night. It's one of those where I'm like, man, controlling my mind, I can control my world. Now all of a sudden I'm not at the whims of my ice cream at night or the fast food at night. You might still be of your own whims. I'm getting this air out of my pocket. You might be getting out of your own way, doing coffee in the morning. I used to get into it all the time with my ex. Like, stop drinking coffee. She was pregnant. I'm pouring it down the drain. She's getting pissed at me. I'm like, that's not good for the baby. She didn't give a fuck about the baby. She only wanted what she wanted. She didn't give a fuck about the prenatal vitamins. She wasn't planning on moving it ahead, and that's why she never told the truth or told her mom. I don't live like that. That was my big argument. The last argument with her was like, we need to tell this woman the truth. You're over here living a lie. You're trying to cover up yourself, and now you don't even talk to me. You don't respond to my emails, and I got nothing out of it. And now you're making all my manosphere correct. They're like, don't date single moms. You're going to fall in love with the kids. They're going to go. She can divorce you too. She's a homewrecker. There you go. Most people don't see it that way. They think a homewrecker is a young piece of ass that broke up a family that already exists. No, 80% of women are leaving men. 80 to 90% are leaving the relationships. They're not mending them. They're not fixing them. They're killing them. And she killed another family like she killed her family. And now she's probably off fucking somebody else doing the same thing because it's so easy to slide into the other relationship, but it's not easy to fix the current relationship. It is 5 times harder to find a new customer than to keep an old customer. 5 times, bro. And then we're looking for things that are way better. You want to look at porn? 2.5 times. You want to look at cocaine? 2.5 times. 1.5 times if you're for dopamine, for sugar. If we want a buzz in our brain, if we want an uptick in our life, we look for it. We find it. We're like, let me go get a little bit of sugar. That's not what you needed. You can get the endorphins for some burpees, but you'd rather sit there and do the lazy thing than to shift yourself to happiness. It takes effort. That's what it is. And that's why people aren't doing it, because it takes a lot of effort to shift ourselves from unhappy to happy. It's way easier to just sit there, let the dopamine come from cheap sources like porn or food or laziness. Comfort is another one that keeps us stationary. And when we sit, we end up growing those disbeliefs. Now there's no action. Now nothing looks possible. Motion creates emotion. If you want to get started, start walking. I'm dead dog serious. Walking. Billionaires with a B, guess what they do? They walk. I got a big decision. Steve Jobs was a walker. I'm gonna call him Michael Douglas. Bill Gates, he's a walker. If you have a lot on your mind, it's not getting sorted while you're flipping through YouTube and Netflix. It's just piling up. And all the work and all the days that we have to be blessed to be alive, that was my whole thing, is I just forgot. I forgot that I was blessed to be alive. I was in so much torment and pain. And then I look at children and they're running around giggling because they don't have bills. They don't have cops kicking them out in the morning, and they don't have fear. And that's all because of limited self-disbelief. We're on some shit like, we're not going to it's not going to matter to us because at least we're comfortable. It is mattering because time is passing, and time is the asset. Most people want to talk about investing in real estate. Where do you invest your time? That's the only thing that they give you money for. They want your time and energy and meat. We talk about it. Your meat, money, energy, attention, and time. That's your meat, bro. It's between your legs. Where are you stuffing your meat? Are you sticking it? Are you sticking and moving? Stick and move, stick and move, stick the girl, move. No, you're probably just going, I stuck the one girl. I'm sitting here. I'm all in. Well, dude, all in's a great thing. I'm here in Las Vegas. I'm an all-in type of guy. But if you're going to go all in a strong position on the board. Go all in something that's going to improve you. Start going all in on yourself and go, you know what? I do start thinking better about myself. My limited disbeliefs tend to melt away. That's why I don't go over there. That dog's always barking at the window. They start to melt away because now I'm focused on what I can develop. I forgot that I developed over 250 websites. Can you believe that? Your boy saying he's developed 250 websites. I'm going to walk away from this barking ass dog too. There's a big ass park. Control your dog. And that's why I tell someone last night I was out here, and he's like, hey, come close to me. And the dog's getting all close to me. And I'm like, please keep your dog on a leash. Now, I know I probably sound like a super dick, but when there's people out here, especially when it's dark, the rules are constantly say, keep your dog on a leash. Why? Because you don't have any control. And that's what people do. They have no control. They want their dog to be as free as them. It's not a dog park. Right over there is a dog park, bro. There's a little section right over here where you can go free all you want. Give yourself a section where you can get free all you want. That's what we do at the drum circles. That's what we do at Synergy. That's what we do at Burning Man. You can be as free as you want, but you got to organize yourself before you do it. You got to get all your water. You got to get some shelter. You got to pack it in, pack it out, and leave no trace. Most people, they can't do that. They're not prepared enough. They want someone else to handle it. They want to come to a festival like EDC and just do ecstasy and throw all their trash on the ground and let someone else clean it up. Total millennial move. No responsibility, no accountability for any of it. And that's what we got to do. We got to start putting ourselves in the driver's seat and go, look, man, I want to drive this car called me. It's my favorite car. I want to see how far it can go. If it's a Ferrari, all of a sudden you're putting in the best gas and you're going around and you're showing it off. When it comes to you and your life, are you showing off your boss? Are you showing off your job? Are you showing off how much money you're making? Right? How about you show me that you turned yourself around, bro? Like for reals. How about you show me that you can turn your happiness up? That's what they were doing. Your boy Tony Shea from the Zappos crew, he paid people to stay happy. He's like, what's your highest salary? What if I doubled your highest salary? Not your current salary, but your highest salary ever. I doubled it, but there's one catch. There's one caveat. You got to be happy. You know how many people couldn't make that happen? They'll finally make double the amount of money, but they're not doubly as happy. One of my favorite memes is the businessman in the suit and the homeless man sitting next to each other on the bench, and both of them sharing the thought bubble of, oh man, I need more money. One can't even eat. The other ate that morning and night and keeps eating, but he still thinks he needs more money. Both of them are unhappy. So money isn't going to solve it. Action is going to solve it. It's the number one killer of regret. It's action. Like I took action. I took action on my health. I took action on my thoughts. I took action to travel the world. I was like, you know what? I need to do this before I'm 30. And now that I'm looking back and now that I'm 42, right? I remember distinctly being that guy. I remember distinctly going like, I better do this now or forever hold my peace. And I didn't want to just hold my peace. I wanted to be peaceful. I wanted to have my freedom. I wanted to have my creativity. I wanted to generate income away from a boss or a corporation. I wanted to be self-sufficient. And as I do that, I get more powerful, you know, unlocking my brain, using the mushrooms, using the mycelium, using the psilocybin, anything to heal my brain so it can start working again. My brain had forgotten that I had done some amazing things. All I could think about was all the things that I fucked up and all these opportunities. And now, the longer that I wait, the more I realize this woman probably didn't love me. You know? I'm picking up more trash. When we get away from the situation a little bit, I'm like, she doesn't love me. She's probably already sleeping with somebody else, and she just had my baby inside of her. Now, that's her own choice, dude. And everybody's going to do it, but I haven't slept with nobody since my ex, and I'm not planning on it either. You know, when I unleash this thing called me, when I unleash the beast, when I become open for love, and I start approaching these women, and it's going to be with earnest in my heart. It's going to be like, yo, I'm ready to rock your world. I'm ready to bend it over and fuck it. If I talk to you, if I stick my dick in you, you're getting that all in. You know what I mean? I'm all in, balls deep. I'm giving all that energy, and she better be worth it, because a baby will come out. Success will come out. Passion will come out. I'm ready to be ignited again. I'm ready to pump that kind of energy into someone. Before I was like, nah, I didn't felt like I deserved it. And that's what one of the limited beliefs I was telling myself is like, man, you just fucked up. You don't deserve a lover. You don't deserve to be a father. You're a horrible person. Not the best things to tell myself. I'm just telling you right now, not the best things to tell myself. And that's why I was like, you need to start working out. You need to be able to start doing some pull-ups. Now I'm up to 10 pull-ups. You need to keep doing your workouts. Don't just sit here, bro. Get that energy going. So that way your body and your mind and your soul is tight when it's time to be a tiger. When it's time to pounce, I'm ready to go. I'm no longer worried about how much money I got in my pocket. I'm no longer worried about how I'm coming across to somebody. I'm just showing up. And when I showed up, I was fit, I was ready, and I was mentally capable. And that's all people can ask of me or you, is to bring your A game. Let's go all in. When you're going all in, make sure your chips are ready, make sure they're high, and make sure you push them to the center of the table. It's gonna take some motherfucking effort, some concentrated effort to say, I'm gonna get a new belief system. I'm gonna start believing in me. I'm gonna start believing in my skill sets. I'm gonna start believing in my opportunities. I'm even gonna start believing that I can overcome my weaknesses by working on them, not wishing them away. Don't wish work is one of my favorite shirts. Work over wish. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself the ability to make yourself happy, to make yourself engaged, to ignite yourself. I think that's one of the most powerful feelings on this planet is ignition. And when you got a motherfucker ignited and they're sparked off, and I'm not just talking about a hot chick being on the third story and all of a sudden you're Spider-Man, you're making it to the top. Addiction, same place for recovery. We need the buzz and then we get shamed because we went after the same thing for our coping mechanisms. We're gonna have to figure it out inside of ourselves. We're gonna have to find different coping mechanisms to ignite ourselves. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ignition, baby. I'm talking about pure liftoff. And not in this kind of slow, unsteady way, but in a believing in yourself kind of way, where you go, you know what, I got this. Me, Marquis Saint, I got this. I applied myself. I said, you're going to be your own business owner. You're going to make your own schedule. You're not going to work for another man. You're going to have longer lunch breaks than you do the meeting. And that was my goal, you know, just to roll into the city, land the deal, and spend more time on the lunch than the deal took. And that's what I'm focused on. And I hope you're focused on it too. I hope that one day you have a conversation with yourself and say, sure, I'm short, but I make up for it in my courage, right? Sure, I don't have a lot of money, but I make up for it in my adventureness. Sure, I don't have someone that loves me, but I got love in my heart for somebody else. And that's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Marky Saint. Boom, baby, boom. Anything you purchase goes to Saints Giving. 22%. All of it's all shine. It's all love. It's all giving. It's even loud with the cars that are just parked. You're parked at the park, bro. Like, nah, man. I'm not gonna be parked at the park. I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna do the walk. Make sure you do the walk and not just the talk. That's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, do like, share, and subscribe below. That's what the comment box is for. I want to hear it. I want to hear how you motivated yourself, how you stopped giving yourself limited self-beliefs and started to rise and shine. And that's your morning motivation time. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao. Beijos. Pelo. See ya on the other side.